first of all, let me start things off by saying I want to wish everybody, our Muslim brothers and sisters out there. I want to wish them a happy. I hope their Ramadan went well. Happy Am I saying it? Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak.
Eid, yeah.
Um,
And blessings and
Blessings.
prayers for continued safety. Glad everyone's okay.
That was
And
ridiculous.
please and I encourage them to not be dissuaded by that and come back next year.
What a way to
It's just
end
horrible.
a
It's
holiday
horrible,
season
David. It's
than a mass shooting.
so unsafe. Whether you're Muslim or not, it's unacceptable. Just
I mean, dude, like, look, that incident right there kind of encapsulates what's
Absolutely.
going on in this city
Absolutely.
right now.
Absolutely.
When you have young people, because the first thing when I saw it, I was like, these mofos are probably all under the age of
absolutely
20.
right.
And an answer that nobody can give me, everybody speculates on, is where the hell do you get a $10,000 AR-15 from at 15 years old? You shouldn't have enough money to buy
A trans pass. It's the SEPTA key card.
A pack. You shouldn't have enough money to buy some crunchy Skittles and a Frank soda.
Chico stick.
Yeah, you shouldn't have enough money, but yet you have a $10,000, a $20,000 AR-15
Military grade weapon.
military grade assault rifle with a full clip. So y'all tell me where is it coming from? Where are they coming from? Because I have a coworker who I work with, and they won't come off the notion that this is a subversive, deep plot by white supremacists to wipe out the black community, and they're pumping these weapons into areas of poverty and color.
Listen,
That's a whole theory.
Absolutely. And like you said, David, even if you're not a conspiracy theorist, you have to give it credence because you're looking at weapons that you can't just go into a Walmart gun store and purchase. So where are these coming from? These are not your average, just 22 in your dad's dresser drawer. These are weapons that you probably couldn't. I mean, I don't understand.
People talk about straw purchases.
It's boggling.
They talk
It's
about
beyond straw
There's
purchases.
not that many straw
It's
purchases.
beyond straw purchases.
Beyond straw
But
purchases.
you can build, you can build your gun now. You can order a part.
Oh, the ghost gun, sure.
guns. Ghost guns. You can build ghost guns.
But that's a little, that's a little Glock 9 or whatever. I mean, still,
Right.
like you're talking
That's
about.
a SIG, a little SIG.
Yeah.
Little
You can
nine
get yourself all AR.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
an
Wow,
AR?
I didn't know, Stu. My God.
Yo, that's crazy, man. But
yeah,
I
that's
thank God there were no casualties.
Man, absolutely.
But when you're talking about this generation, man,
And the
that's
lack
coming up-
of awareness, the lack of empathy and compassion, whatever your alt is with those the dudes you were shooting at. I know it's trite, but like, yo, you couldn't wait till like after the you couldn't say, yo, I'm gonna see you. Yeah, I want you off this earth, but they having Ramadan right now, and there are children and women and innocent people out here. I'll see you on the block. It's that urgent that you find the need to shoot up a park in West Philly
it's
at
bad
12
enough.
o'clock in the afternoon.
I mean, the root of the problem is this generation, these kids that do acts like this, they have no one to answer to. They have no one to be afraid to embarrass because they're raising themselves. The streets are raising them. And then on top of it, what makes it the worst is you're godless because you're going to go in the house of worship and totally disrespect it and fire rounds at a church. Now imagine, we're all Christian and Catholic. Imagine if it's Christmas Eve, you come on Christmas Eve Mass, and they spray up, Saint Cyprian's or Enon or something like that. Imagine what the headline would be. But I'm just saying, like, yo. Yeah.
Your humor,
I did not
still holds
I did
true.
not mean humor.
Your humor still holds
I
true.
did not mean humor.
I still have to giggle at your silliness.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, it's fucked
Your
up.
good old petty
Yeah.
thing that will never change, even
like,
in serious light. But your point is remains.
you see what I'm going with
no,
it, though.
definitely,
It's
definitely
crazy, man.
You don't even. There's not a moment of pause that this is just
Right.
this is ungodly and
Right.
just unethical.
So
Like
if you're
it's just not
godless-
even right. Yeah, you said it's
If
just
you're godless, Derek, then
no
what hope do
sense.
you have? And let me tell you, the low-hanging fruit is throw them in jail. Jail is not the answer. The Youth Study Center overrun. State Road overrun. Understaffed. They got cats walking off of State Road like they're checking out. They paid a check at Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. I'm full. Thanks. Officer Tillman, you're solid. All right, I'm gonna get with y'all. I'll be back maybe next Tuesday or something.
Don't get a hospital trip.
Right.
You get a hospital trip.
Like the boy they took down Chop.
You rolling.
The cat they took down Chop and he escaped Chop. He rolled out.
But it's the code, man. It's no code.
There's no code. That's
no
basically
code.
what I'm saying, Snoopy.
There's
There's
no
no
code.
code.
Before there was a code, like, yo, women, children, way off limits.
Yes.
Completely
Pastors,
unacceptable. Yeah.
deacons,
Elderly,
elders.
way off limits. Like that, you basically have every demographic of untouchables that they were talking about Ice Cube and them. You don't shoot up the block with Menace or whatever. You don't shoot up old people or they basically just go against it. There's no one off limits. And the fact that you're in that public space, I could care less about anybody around. My goal is to take you out. If 15 people have to get hit as a result of that, then so be it.
And let's talk about taking out.
Come on,
what are you
man.
really beefing about?
Right.
What is that about?
Oh, but
You
yeah.
stepped on my J's.
You called me a bitch on Instagram.
Your girl called me a hoe.
Pretty much.
You talk shit on me on social media. So now I gotta spray you up. It's not even over anything.
Exactly.
It's not even over anything. This generation's lost, and it scares me because we're all getting older. So at some point, I'm gonna be vulnerable because I'm not gonna be able to protect myself.
You might be that old man that was crossing the street that got attacked by those kids with the coat.
Exactly.
I look at myself like, yo, I don't want to be put in that position. I'm just walking home from visiting my brother or whatever. I'm just leaving home and thinking I could just walk 3 blocks from where I live. And I just cross. I'm not bothering anybody, but I get attacked and killed.
My man told the story. He was working for something. He said he was driving the bus. A kid or two get on. He got put in check. He said like 20 kids got on the bus one time.
Just nobody pays, Snoop. No one pays, right?
Maybe paid, some paid. He said like 10 paid, 10 didn't. Because, that's whatever.
Right.
But he said they was just so disrespectful on the bus. He was like, it was no way he could check them.
No,
There was
no,
no way
no.
that people on the bus could check them. They was just on the bus.
Fearing for their life.
One of them
I just want to get to my
one of
stop.
them old New York subway scenes.
Yeah,
when he's on the bus.
Yeah. The warrior.
Yeah, right.
Some warrior.
Taking grandma's glasses off. Woo! Whoa!
Taking the cane and playing with it.
Yeah,
Right.
Really acting up.
He
The
said
old
when they got
man
on,
said, give me that.
He said when they got off that bus, he said the whole bus was like,
Yes,
Collective
no,
sigh
nobody can
relief.
say anything, Snoop, like you said. No one can say
Collective
anything.
sigh relief. That
Wow.
17-year-old.
That's horrible, yo. That's horrible.
Knucklehead.
Yeah,
Yo.
that's horrible.
You're tuned in. We're at this is Build and Destroy Radio. Coming on YouTube, search Build and Destroy Radio. That's our YouTube channel. This discussion and all the others. We're up to episode 4. We're on episode 4.
Quattro.
So we want to welcome everybody who's checking us out. At some point, I want to tell y'all, we're going to go live. And we welcome comments and
thoughts.
open conversations.
Absolutely.
But right now, watch, like, subscribe,
Absolutely.
On the page. Content up every week.
Tell us your thoughts and opinions. We feed off your feedback.
Yeah, we
Put
can
your
feed off
comments
your
on
feedback.
the underneath part.
We appreciate you. All those that have been getting with us saying like, yo, I love y'all, but the echo, listen, we all want to get out the cave
Most
too.
certainly. Most certainly.
These technical gremlins that have been haunting us, we're working through it.
Right.
But we appreciate people's patience and we appreciate people checking us out. So that's that situation, man. Like that really just saddened my heart.
It's disgraceful.
That's sad in my heart. I tell you what else sad in my heart too. J. Cole apologizing for making a diss record.
Okay.
I want to talk about
No,
that.
please do, because
I don't know how y'all felt.
I'll tell you how I feel.
I wasn't
Go ahead.
hurt. You know what? I was like, it was a scratch in the head for me. The cut came out. It wasn't like all inspiring. It wasn't like the bomb or nothing. But I like the fact that he fired back. You know what I mean? But then he came back at the Dreamville Fest. That's the festival
Yes,
that J.
absolutely.
Cole hosts
Right.
in North
Yes, sir.
Carolina.
Yes, sir.
He headlines every year. He's the final act on Sunday, and he apologized. He said it wasn't in his spirit. That's not where his heart is at. He wanted to apologize. He loves Kendrick.
Right.
And he wishes him the best thing. Kendrick is the top MC in the game, blah,
Yes.
yada, yada. He apologized. A lot of people were turned off by that.
Right.
They're like, that's not hip hop.
Right.
It's not hip hop. What do y'all say?
Do you want to go or you want me to go?
You go, Andrew.
First of all, I don't like the blowback that he's getting. That hurts me worse than the so-called apology itself. Because for him to be mature enough to say it was a nut move, why is it that when an MC has growth and recognize that the dissing and all the, the sniping, these dudes are all top MCs and millionaires in this game. So when we're cheering and come on and we want to see the back and forth and diss them, yeah, everybody, I want the new Rick Ross diss. I want the new Lil Wayne diss. Like everybody's just fiending for mayhem and no one's appreciated when MCs just spit and made rhymes. Like, why is he catching so much flack for recognizing and say, yo, that was a chunk move? When a man shows growth and introspection to say, yo, that wasn't cool, all of a sudden he's a bitch. And all of a sudden, we don't want your body. So you soft. I don't like that. The dissing and all that, that's whatever. But I appreciate it initially is admittance that it was a lame move. He said it was lame. And that takes a lot, bro, for a top MC to say, yo, that was lame of me. That's growth and that's maturity beyond hip hop's years. You don't see MCs come out, usually, beat is squashed over time with a lot of artists. But when you immediately have an artist say, yo, I shouldn't have did that. That's like, you say something to your man, your best boy. You tell him, oh, man, you're a real bitch. You stupid. And then you think about it and say, yo, man, I shouldn't have talked to you like that. Whatever. I've had conversations with my cousin, my own family member, and I've gotten angry with them at one moment and say, and I'll probably say, yo, man, I had a couple too many to drink. I shouldn't have talked to you like that. I had no business speaking to you in that manner. And that's what J. Cole did, and I just don't appreciate everybody giving him. I applaud him for that, man. It just makes me like J. Cole more. That's my thought on it. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Now, this is what I say. We just talked about the violence, the get back. It's on site. I don't care where you are, anything. And then when somebody stands up and be a man and say it wasn't in my spirit, it didn't sit right with me. It wasn't, and that's because he said that's my man. He said I rocks with him. He said I
done albums. They done songs together.
What you said about hip hop, he said. I understand the boundaries of hip hop, like blah blah blah.
You get that part. You get that part, right?
I'm standing up for something bigger than that because guess what? This a West Coast boy. I'm a North Carolina boy. We done went through the East-West thing 100 million times.
We're not gonna do that again.
Different sections of New York and everything. I was like, yo, thank God somebody
Snoop, I thought it was awesome.
Stood up
and
awesome. Did the right thing. Or, here you go, or at least thought they did the right thing. From out of a level of respect, out of a level of being a man, out of a level of kids looking at you, everything. Because then when you go shoot up the end, then it's like, these kids, where they get this from? Why they got it? Yeah, so when somebody stands up, why is everybody?
That's like the old commercial. Where'd you get this stuff from?
Yeah.
I got it from you,
Dad. Yeah.
I got it from you, Dad.
Like,
so
come on, man.
he set the bar as a grown man, like he said. He saw the full picture that if it's not right in my heart, if it doesn't sit right in my heart, then I'm not feeling it. He stayed true to thine self.
If you listen to his verses,
why is that wrong, David? For everybody else, I don't understand. Like, why are people so upset about it? He's not some 18-year-old young boy. It's a grown-ass man who can think. And J. Cole is very intelligent, very articulate. He's no dummy off the street spitting, hood bars. This man is college educated, bro. And I'm saying for him, I'm not, and no knock against the, no knock against the hood or those MCs from that, from that background. But I'm saying he is one of our leaders of this game. Like it or love it. You may not be a fan of this, but he is one of the forefront. He's one of the heads of this game. And that's what it's about. We talk about authenticity, and he showed that and vulnerability as a man.
But the but is this. We just said that. But the but is when you go into the vacuum of hip hop. I can understand why people are upset because people are all about the smoking hip hop, and hip hop is based on competition and challenges and back and forth. That's what makes hip hop the most unique form of music going. The most unique art form that
Because
we
we always
have.
know, you don't
see.
no
You'll never see Travis Tritt. You're not going to see Travis Tritt.
Alan Leeds
and you're not going to see Travis Tritt go against Kenny Chesney.
Right.
They're not going to call each other out for a banjo battle. Ain't going to be no banjo battles.
It's competitive.
It's competitive. It's a sport. It's a competitive sport. It's a competitive sport.
Yes.
So that's the butt, Snoop. I understand why people are upset. Like, oh man, that ain't hip hop. People were upset about that. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, your man Drake was all about that, Snoop. Because he's on a petty level. He's up there with 50 and Raw. He's about the smoke.
He's a mean girl.
He's a mean girl.
All the pettiness.
Yeah, he's all about the
But I gotta say this too, and I don't blow rub you, David. It's starting to get corny a little bit.
Yes,
right now.
It's
starting to get very corny.
The Drake
Y'all are all looking corny.
Yeah,
all of y'all
yeah.
are looking real whack and
forced?
real. David, it's forced and it's petty. And y'all, like I said, y'all are millionaires, each of you. And you said
Rick
Ross
mad
is
about?
making an Instagram joke from his mansion. Oh, girly Drake, BBL Drake, and it's like it just gets corny. Bro, you north of 40, and you still worrying about what another man says. Where's the point? Like, I'm not bothered. If Hov stepped to everybody, I'm just using him as an example, who dissed him. I mean, he'd been dissing in his time when he was on the top. He'd been putting out diss albums every week. Everybody wanted to take shots at Hov, just whether it's subliminally or overtly. So sometimes it's just better to be above the fray. I don't gotta say anything. When you give thrift to your enemies, then you give them validity. And you're just like, whatever. I'm not even gonna respond to you. You're basically you're not even worth it. And these guys are just too dope, all of them. Too dope of MCs and just too rich, too talented to have the heads of this particular art form sniping. Diss records, of course, were better back in the day anyway. Now it's like you put out a little Snapchat 8 bars and that's your diss. Oh, you're not really coming at nobody, with straight like the bitch in you. First of all, you hardly naming names. Sometimes it's subliminal. But if you're going to get active, then get active and name names. You know what I mean? Let's go. Like LL Cool J and Jack the Ripper when you knew who you was talking about. You can say you want to kick up Smoke, David, then kick up Smoke.
Everybody knew
Otherwise,
who
just stop.
the hip-hop
Exactly.
rap was.
Otherwise, just stop it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it looks silly, man. And I'm just older. And maybe that's just the way I think.
All right. So where are you at? Are you with it? Not with it?
I applaud what he did because, for one, J. Cole ain't no slouch.
Exactly.
If he would have went toe to toe with Kendrick, who's to say who coming out on top? J. Cole can probably ice half the niggas out there.
Right.
More than half the niggas out there. Even the joint he did, he was even hinting at it in the thing. He was like, yo, we wouldn't even be having this if he wouldn't have said nothing. He was like, I don't even want to do this because that's my man. And even the stuff he said in the disc was legit. Mm-hmm. And his flow was like, dude, it's like, again, when is enough enough? And then how can we sit here and say, oh, these kids shooting up people? But when somebody stops it wasn't violence, but when somebody stops a beef, now they're soft and they're pumping, and that just was it just fuels the fire of the whole culture, the R&B, SWV.
Positively or negative? You said it. You hit on an important thing when you said it stokes the. I think I'm paraphrasing the fire of hip hop culture. It sparks the flames or whatever you shout.
A beef in hip hop
is that positive or negative?
It's fine.
It's fine. Right.
If it's
but
legitimate.
here's the
legitimate.
thing. But when somebody says, it's not like he said it like a B, like I'm scared. Yeah. It's like he said it because he said, "Yo, that's my man."
But you know what? And you're right. You're right.
When is swallowing your pride, humbling yourself, and stepping to somebody and say, "Yo, you my man, my bad." Like you said, when is that wrong?
Let's preface this by saying, first of all, there was no fear of retaliation or violence in any of this. these are, like you said,
True.
these are millionaires.
We just got started.
Yeah, we just got started.
Nah,
you know,
it's
there's
never-
no cruise, there's no coast involved.
It's
You
never
know,
the
so
two
nobody
artists.
ever felt threatened at one point.
It's never
you know
the
what I
two
mean?
artists, though.
What are you gonna be at? Like Martha's Vineyard or
Yeah.
some exclusive
Exactly.
island? And your
Exactly.
millionaire crew against his millionaire
Let's
crew.
let's
Everybody's
remember
gonna
who we're
take off their
talking about.
Balenciaga and get
Right.
active.
Let's
We're
remember
gonna,
who we're talking
let me
about.
take off my Demille
There's
watch, my red. We really about to
there's
get active.
Right. There's
You
no
know?
Crips or Bloods involved. in
There's
this.
no juice cruise or
there's no
back in the
juice
day
cruise,
when it
there's-
really could be
there's no
popping. There's
projects.
no bridge and
There's no
Karis
project
one
during-
throwing
no
you off
project.
stages and butt
Right.
rushing shows.
Yeah.
We're not even
Yeah.
doing that now.
Right.
So at the time,
There's no Latin kings
Right.
involved here.
No.
We're talking multi-millionaires who are fighting over my Bentley's nicer than your
Absolutely.
Rolls, my Corniche is better than your flying spur, you know, blah blah.
half
so
the time,
there's no
half the
threats
time,
like that.
half the time, nary the two will meet.
Right.
They're just
So-
Drake's in Canada,
Right.
Rick Ross is in Miami. When are they even going to see
We're
each other?
talking
Like, come
about
on,
the culture. We're talking about
exactly.
is this good for the
There you
culture?
go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
we're talking.
There you go.
So the who was Nicki beefing with?
Nikki was beefing with Nikki was beefing with a lot of people.
Cardi initially.
Cardi,
was on
Nikki and Cardi.
Okay.
So-
now recently it's one of the city girls, JT,
Okay.
going against us.
Again, so what I'm saying is, Nicki and Cardi ain't gonna come together and come to blows.
Right.
It's the Barbies and the
Glorilla and
Glo-
JT,
and the,
yeah.
and the gorillas and the whoever.
Whose
And-
album is
and-
pretty good.
Who's?
Glorilla.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's not y'all cup of tea.
Okay, Dave.
But
Okay.
judging it on the merits of the current state of music,
And I'm
it's a
fair
solid,
with that.
it's a solid
I'm
project.
fair. If you had it on the background, we'd listen.
It's a
Okay.
solid project.
That's fair enough. But even the
you got
Glorillas,
some-
but even the
just
Glorillas
drive.
and the Ice Spice or whatever, they're beefing. They're hundreds, half millionaires. They're rich.
there.
So
They're
even
there.
still, we're not talking about real
Again,
crews
it
like
drives-
you know
those artists, especially the few, you're driving all the 10th graders at girls'
They're
high.
driving the
all
pettiness.
10th graders.
Because they're
when
already
when a beef starts,
they're already
we're gonna
sure.
take it
Thank
there,
you, Snoop.
and I'm gonna-
They're
we're gonna
already
get
they don't understand their
Come on,
influence in the
man.
culture. So if you drive pettiness, then the kids are going to say pettiness is good. So we keep talking about influence, and
You
hip hop
got-
is always
You got pettiness
influenced
on
culture.
reality TV.
Sure.
You got
And
pettiness
it's-
in music.
my God,
and
social
then you got,
media,
and then you got
everything
social
is
media.
cool to fight.
So when
Fights are being filmed,
the
drinks are
one
being thrown
person
in
that
people's
came out
face.
against the pettiness,
And now he's a
stood
nut.
up.
Now he's a nut.
he's a nut. But he's not. He's probably the strongest one out of all.
And I respect him for that.
Yeah.
I respect him for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because really, when you argue this, you're kind of talking on both sides of your neck. Like, it's hip hop, but he stood up. Look, all it basically comes down to for me is being true to yourself. If you're about to smoke, then bring the smoke. Like a Drake, like a Ross, whatever. If you're not with the smoke, then don't front. Don't fake a front. Don't fake a front. Call yourself out like he did. That took a big man to do
So
what
I
he did.
can't get Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Rick Ross on the same
They'll do it.
on
They'll
the
do
same
it.
festival.
They'll do it.
That's what I'm
record.
saying.
Yeah, they can.
Because it hasn't not on the same album.
Same
It's on the
album.
same
Same
festival
festival. Yeah, they can.
with 300 of your boys, 300 of your boys, 300 of your boys, and y'all been beefing for 6 months on wax and people sometimes lyrics cut deep. And they get
That's
salty.
true, Snoop.
And
That's true, though.
Sometimes
It's
that's
no
part of
hip-hop.
hip hop too.
And still,
That's
a
part of
bitch in 94 is still a bitch in 2024.